A judge has entered not guilty pleas on behalf of the man accused of stabbing 4 Idaho college students to death.
Bryan Kohberger remained silent when asked for his pleas while being arraigned at a courthouse earlier today. The 28-year-old former graduate student is accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students, all between the ages of 20 and 21, back in November. Authorities have not publicly identified any potential motive for the killings.
Joining us now from outside the courtroom in Moscow, Idaho, is CBS News correspondent Lilia Luciano. So, Lilia, tell us more about what happened in the courtroom today. Why did the judge enter the not guilty pleas on behalf of Bryan Kohberger, and what's the significance of this?
Hey, Elaine, Lana, good to hear you both. Well, today, Bryan Kohberger entered the courtroom at about 9:08, pretty close to the time that we were given. He walked in. He was looking not towards the side of the room where family members of the 4 victims were, but rather to the room where we in the media were. He briefly turned to his attorney and smiled or smirked, sat down. A lot of us were commenting about just how confident he sounded whenever the judge was asking him questions, asking whether or not he understood his rights. He had a very stern and perhaps assertive series of yeses. At that point, the judge read his charges, which are 4 first-degree charges and a felony burglary. He said that, yes, he understood everything that he was being charged with. It wasn't a very brief hearing. That one ended. And throughout that whole time, the family members for the victims, not all of them, not for all the victims, but for several of the victims were there, including the Gonsalves family, which has been the most vocal out of the 4. They have given interviews. They have been speaking to media and kind of taken that charge. They were there. Many of them were crying. They were sniffling. There was a moment in which the judge was naming the victims and misspoke, and instead of calling Kaylee Gonsalves Kaylee, he called her Kayla, and that seemed to have upset her family. In the end, they were talking about that and telling the court, get it right. The judge apologized. Kohberger left the courtroom, but he's right now back in there as there's more hearings, including having to do with that gag order that media has been fighting against and other motions that are pending. The family members at this point, I don't believe, are inside the courtroom, but the family for Gonsalves did issue a statement, which I'm trying to gather here because my phone got locked, but they just wanted to say that the family would like to thank everyone for continuing to follow the case and keep the memories of Kaylee, Maddie, Xana, and Ethan alive, that they are what is important, not the defendant. They said, we're thankful that the Lilia County District Attorney's Office finally took the case to a grand jury and came back with an indictment. At the same time, they said that they're disappointed that the judicial process has not been more efficient in addressing the gag order. This is just the beginning of a long journey for all the families, and we are thankful for your continued support and coverage.
And speaking of this long journey, there's still so much more that lies ahead, Lilia, as you're well aware. Authorities still not releasing any potential motive for the killings of those 4 University of Idaho students. Now that Kohberger's pleas have been entered, are we expecting to learn new details about the case?
Well, it all comes down to that gag order. We know that a trial has been set, a trial date. They expected the trial to last around 6 weeks. It's what the defense asked for, what the prosecution agreed. The date has been set for October 2nd. The last gag order may have expired because now that there's an indictment, now that he's been arraigned, it's a whole new case. So attorneys are now trying to figure out all of those technicalities. Hopefully, for us in the media, we won't have to be doing a whole lot of guessing, and perhaps the court lifts the gag order and allows for more information to be out there. But at this point, it's hard to figure out motive and really anything else with all of that information just under seal.
Yeah. All right. October 2nd, you said, for that trial date. Lilia Luciano reporting. Lilia, thank you very much.